white men and Asian women. Please explain why, exactly, your mixed children will like you, given the kind of people you are. Asian women with white men. How are you going to explain to your full Asian-looking sons that they are at the bottom of the hierarchy in looks, life, love, and media representation? Give an honest answer to what you plan to do about this, and I won't post for 3 days. Are you serious? Can't even go grocery shopping without seeing white male, Asian female. What do the KKK and Asian girls have in common? They both believe the white race is superior. I've just never been attracted to Asian men, she says. This one's posted by a fellow called Chirrut King, whose tag explains that his mother is not attracted to Asian men. Harmful Opinions tweets r/Happers. Wait. Oh god! They know! I'm gonna be honest, folks. I was hesitant to make this video, just in case it caused 100 Elliot Rodger clones to come hunt me down. But in the end, I realized that I have to do this. The cancerous nature of what I've come across simply needs to be shared. It's too fascinating to ignore, like a digital train wreck, and perhaps this video can serve as some form of public intervention. You see, recently I was introduced to something called r/Happers, a sort of forum on Reddit that's meant to be a safe space for the verified, don't know how they do that, Eurasian children of stereotypical white father/Asian mother couples. Over the past few days, I've seen some pathetic stuff. So pathetic, in fact, that I often have trouble believing some of it's real, and I'm sure some of it isn't. So what I'm going to do is focus on just one important individual from this creepy population. A case study of sorts. A guy who's a joke, but who most certainly isn't joking. Online, he goes by Eurasian Tiger on Reddit, and Eurasian Writer more or less anywhere else he posts. Here's what he has to say about himself on his YouTube channel. I am a blogger with a YouTube channel. I discuss primarily being biracial Asian with a white father and an Asian mother, and everything that entails. My father was, and is, a Nazi-sympathizing, Holocaust-denying, paleo-conservative, ultra-religious racist who married a Hong Kong woman because, frankly, she was the only one who would take him, due to his mental problems. And also, because my father is an Asiaphile, or in other words, a man who liked Asia because he idolized their culture as being honorable and more lenient on white men with autism. So, you could have saved some time and just written, my dad is alt-right. In seriousness though, pretty angsty, but if it's true, I can understand that, and maybe it would be really interesting to hear stories about someone growing up in that environment. But that's not really what you're gonna get with this guy. What you're gonna get is this. I lean left, far left. Surprise! I am not against race mixing, but, here we go, pro-race mixing, okay? But only if it is egalitarian across all genders and races. So what the hell does that mean? Are we talking breeding quotas? Not quite. But as we keep reading, you'll see that he's sure as hell getting there. I firmly believe that as long as the interracial marriage statistics are insanely unbalanced in favor of white men and Asian women, and as long as biracial Asians look like Asian men, then there are going to be inevitable problems. Sounds almost intellectual, doesn't it? He's identified a societal issue. It's not just about him. He's not just a fucked up dude. He cares about equality. This is about his, left-wing politics, and definitely not his strange hatred and jealousy of his father and upset that his mother doesn't find people who look like him sexually attractive.
Do Asian women love white men and Western features? You betcha! But that means that it's a coin toss when it comes to the children. And one thing you don't want to be is the half-Asian son of an Asian woman who loves white men. Talk about low self-esteem. My mother only dated white men, but hey, oh boy, don't I look Asian?
And that, ladies and gents, is our guy. No, this can't be fucking real. Might be your reaction if you're anything like me. But no, this guy spends loads and loads of time every single day talking about and complaining about white men and Asian women falling in love and having kids. If you go back years and look at his blog called longingfordeath.wordpress.com, You can find him posting about this, comparing his situation to that of Elliot Rodger. Back in 2016, he wrote a wonderful little blog post entitled "The Half-Asian Reality Summed Up Here and Why This New Demographic is Going to Be Very Dangerous." In it, he makes a demand of any white man dating an Asian woman. Admit it, he says. Your wife/girlfriend is with you because she does not like Asian men. She is only attracted to tall white men. What's the reaction to that meant to be? Oh shit, you got me. My girlfriend's only dating me because she finds me really attractive. Does it make sense to you? Sure as hell doesn't to me, but he does anything he possibly can to make the case that there is something wrong with white men and Asian women being together. He writes on a site called halfasian.org with headlines like this: "White guy on New York City subway decides to chokehold a black man while calling him the N-word. Joins long list of racist white men who love Asian women." That's the key takeaway here, right? And that goes into a section on the site called Racist White Men, Asian Women. Another angle he's taken on why these relationships are wrong is to say that white men like Asian women because they're gay. Forget traps, folks. The real question is liking Asian women gay? Our buddy, the Eurasian writer, links to an article from 2010 and adds, "Also note that the founder of modern gay conversion therapy is married to an Asian woman. Also note that my father is a very outspoken homophobe and anti-gay campaigner and was married to an Asian woman. In both cases, the underlying causes might remain the same." He makes further reference to this idea in one of his videos.
So President Obama years ago wrote a book called Dreams from My Father, where he described the trials and tribulation of growing up the son of a black man and a white woman, and how this biracial identity helped him navigate Western society and help him pave the way to the highest position in the land, which was the President of the United States. So this begs the question, what if a half-Asian son of a white man and an Asian woman were to become president? What would he call his book?
So what would he call it, folks? Take a guess. I'll give you a second. 1, 2, 3.
How My Father Cured His Gayness.
So, Asian women liking white men is terrible because it means they don't think people who look like their children are sexually attractive. White men liking Asian women is also terrible because it means they're gay. What can I do about this? Because I don't want to just point out a freak show I found on the internet. I want to help. Second part of this, liking Asian women being gay, nothing I can do. Look, if you go Google search Hitomi J-Cup and any of those images do anything for you, then I'm sorry to break the bad news, but you are a 100% certified faglord fairy. You are gay. Clearly. The first part though, half-Asian kids' lives being ruined because their mothers don't find them sexually attractive, I can fix. And in order to fix it, we have to recognize that this is part of a cycle. This cycle, in fact. I found this cartoon linked from the r/Harper's subreddit, and it describes it perfectly. Scrawny little Asian boy is rejected by an Asian woman in favor of a tall white man. She gets pregnant, and what pops out of her is a scrawny little Asian-looking man, which sets him up to again be rejected by an Asian woman in favor of a white man. Depending on how you want to interpret this comic, sexually rejected by his own Asian mother, which, based on what we've read and watched so far, might not be too far off the point of the real problem here, what torments these people. I feel bad for you guys over at r/Harper's, so I have a trick for you, a life hack. Here's how you break the chain. And not only break it, but help equalize the numbers of white male Asian female and white female Asian male couples, which I know you guys care about. What you've got to do is take your little cycle and forget that bit. But what's going to go in there instead? You can't just say date a white woman because they don't like me either. Wah. Shush, I got you covered. Bam. Find yourself one of these chicks. You might not have the height or whatever else that some of these Asian women who prefer white men go after, but you know what white men don't have? The shortness or obnoxious childishness that some of these white female teachers seem to prefer. Plus, everyone wins. You get laid, that's another white female Asian male relationship instead of a white male Asian female relationship, and if you get her pregnant, maybe she'll be attracted to the child. Which is how you folks over at r/Harper's seem to think things should be. So, you're Asian writer. You ready to go out on the prowl for some sexy pedos? How's that sound?
Great! Let's get started!